Welcome to The Bottom Line. I am Scott Schweitzer. I am your host, and I am pleased to introduce you to my guest, Shaylin Laure. She is the fittest law enforcement officer in the world and will be competing next weekend at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge in Knoxville, Tennessee. Shaylin, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
I'm good. So how did you get involved in law enforcement?
Oh, man. I've been in law enforcement for 8 years. I started out as a local cop in Michigan, and I started at my department right after I graduated college. It's just a career that I've always been interested in.
And you've also served in the military,
Yes, sir.
and you were infantry with the Army.
I was.
Are you still active or?
No, I
Okay.
had a contract and I separated from the military and then went back to law enforcement.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for your service.
You're very welcome.
And you are now with the FBI.
Yes, sir.
And what took you there? Goals?
That was kind of always the end goal. Yeah.
And so you always grew up wanting to be a law enforcement officer and eventually to the FBI.
Yes, sir.
And you made it all that way.
I did. Yes. Wonderful.
All right. So how did you find CrossFit throughout all this law enforcement experience?
So CrossFit was kind of becoming a big thing when I was a local cop. I didn't join as a local cop. It wasn't until I joined the military that I actually started to pursue CrossFit. It's huge in both law enforcement and the military, and rightfully so, because it's obviously functional fitness is going to be what keeps us safest, rather than just running or just lifting. So when I was in the military, I finally went to my first CrossFit gym, CrossFit Sacrifice, down at Fort Benning, and fell in love immediately.
Do you remember what your first workout was?
I don't remember the whole workout, but I know there were handstand push-ups in it, and I didn't know how to kip. So I tried to do them strict. And it was definitely a challenge.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so in 2018, I looked up your open score, and it was, not terrible, not bad,
Oh, yeah.
but you have improved immensely since 2018.
I have. In 2018, I was dealing with a back injury that I had gotten in the military. And so I had to scale a couple of the open workouts. I don't think I was even able to do a couple because there were deadlifts in them, and I had 2 torn discs in my lower back. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
think. Oh, go
great
ahead.
my fitness level, um, but it's still an injury that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. But I've learned how to cope with it much better after 3 years of recovering.
Yeah, I think the number is 58,360th, and now you're a semi-finalist
Yes, sir.
competing at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge next weekend. So when you went into this year's Open, was this your goal?
Honestly, no. I wanted to place as well as I possibly could in the open, but I never dreamed I'd actually make semifinals. I wasn't training for semifinals, um, and my training is sporadic to say the least with my work schedule. So I truly didn't think I would make it this far.
Did you think you'd be the fittest law enforcement officer in the world?
I hoped. That was more attainable for me than semifinals because the other law enforcement girls have similar work schedule issues, right? They aren't doing this full time, which makes it a little more manageable to compete against them, and they probably understand the nights, the weekends, working holidays, and getting called in unexpectedly.
Well, that's really cool. So explain to me what the training week is like for you because of your schedule. Do you have any consistency at all, or is it just whenever you can get it in?
Um, I'm fortunate enough to have some consistency. I try to hit the gym for weeknights and then Saturdays for sure. And generally, my rest day ends up being whatever day we are going longer at work, which is often last minute. So sometimes it's not a planned rest day. And then when I did have a planned rest day, I just make up that workout. And other times I just don't make it to the gym that week. And it's unfortunate when it happens, but the job has to come first.
Yeah. And so now that you've made semifinals, has your training changed at all? Have you ramped it up even a little bit?
So I tried to. I tried to after quarterfinals, but I only had 3 weeks between that and occupational games, which had been my focus of the season. Um, so I was really kind of already deloading after quarterfinals for occupational games. And then, of course, the MAC is 3 weeks after occupational games, so not really time to get a cycle in there either. So I've been deloading for a long time now, actually. And it's a little intimidating, but it's just the way it worked out this year.
So do you feel like you're ready for next weekend?
Mentally, yes. Physically, I don't think I'm quite as strong as I was when I peaked. I peaked in quarterfinals, but I'm going to make it happen. It's okay.
So the last question about CrossFit I'm going to ask you is, with the occupational games now having that second workout after the open, with the age group online qualifier, do you like that setup better than just naming someone from the open?
I do. If it's going to be a 3 week open, I feel like only 3 workouts probably isn't as good of a gauge as the 5 workouts in the age group qualifiers. I wonder if they would pair it with quarterfinals, if they might get better results, because I think a lot of the athletes who did occupational games already did quarterfinals. So we redid events 2 and 4. Event 2 actually gave me rhabdo the first time. So that was a little bit intimidating, having to do it again 3 weeks before semifinals.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people had that issue with all of the different stages having the same workouts, whether it be age group online qualifier, team, or individual. So the last question I want to talk to you about is, in my research of you on Instagram, I saw that you look like you're a dog mom.
Oh my God, yes. I am.
And did I see a new puppy?
No, I just have a 9 pound Chihuahua mix, and that is her.
Oh.
Yes, they're the joy of my life.
And how many do you have?
2.
And their names?
I have a puggle named Oliver. He's 6. And I have a little Chihuahua mix named Ella, and she's 2. She's just forever that size.
And what is your favorite thing to do to relax with them?
I love taking them to the gym. They love the gym. They get lots of snacks and love.
That's cool. I actually just got a puppy myself that has some Chihuahua in it. It's Yorkie and Chihuahua. His name is Walter.
Oh.
But I want to thank you so much for joining us on The Bottom Line.
Yes.
Congratulations on the Law Enforcement Officer Fittest of the Year and the semifinals coming up next weekend. And good luck. I'll be there. I hope to root you on.
Yes, that would be amazing. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on The Bottom Line. We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.